One of the most important things for me was to take my sons to meet Bob Newmark, because he had such an impact on my life. And about 8 or 9 years ago, we went to Gisborne, and Bob would have been 90, and we were driving to his house in Lytton, which is a suburb of Gisborne. And we pulled over the side of the road, and I gave my 2 sons, who would have been 8 and 5, the biggest lecture about when we get there, no matter what Mr. Newmark says, no matter what he asks you to eat or drink, you do this. This was the most important thing to me, to understand. And like all sons, when you're that focused, they did. So we went up to the door and knocked on the door of Bob's house, and the door opened, and standing there was Bob Newmark, 92 years old, as typical old man garb, with his pants pulled right up. And he stood there and he looked me straight in the eye and he went,
Kerry Wood, you Kerry Wood, so good to see you, Kerry Wood.
And then he looked at me and he seen that I had 2 boys, and I said, oh, Mr. Newmark, I'd like you to meet my sons, Alexander and Daniel. And he got all embarrassed, and he said, oh, I'm so sorry, I should not have used that language. And I said, oh, Bob, that's all right. And so he shook both my sons' hands, and we went inside, and we sat in their lounge, and it was like an immaculate lounge, really, really nice. And he said,
Nora,
his wife, she came in, and he said,
make them a cup of tea.
And I don't drink tea, and I can tell you categorically that my sons don't drink tea. So he bought these 3 cups of tea in these little crystal cups. So I grabbed the sugar bowl that was there, and I put like 8 or 10 teaspoons of sugar into each of my sons' cups of tea. And I looked at them, and it was the look that said, you are going to drink this tea. Anyway, they drank the tea. During the entire time there, all Mr. Newmark talked about was what a wonderful apprentice I was, and what a wonderful tradesman I turned out to be, and how if they could live their lives like me, what wonderful men they'd be. And why that's so special is the entire time I was there, he drove me so hard, and he never ever once paid me a compliment when I was working for him. But in front of my sons, he was just effusive with how good I was. He was a spectacular man and a really massive influence on my life. Hey, I've really enjoyed doing this content and getting it to you, and I hope you've enjoyed and also maybe learned a bit as we go along. One thing about being a business coach is you never stop learning, so it'd be really great for me if you could like on Facebook or even link up on LinkedIn. Look forward to meeting with you in the future. Kerry Wood, Business Coach.